What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm D.Knight, and the chase for the wild card is on.
Cause it's game time and I'm ready. Game time and I'm ready. Yeah, it's game time and I'm ready. Game time and I'm ready. Can't stop my hustle. No, you can't stop my shine. I ain't come to make no friends. I just came to get what's mine.
Welcome back to the Orioles franchise, everybody, where we stand at 70-68 and are currently 11 games behind the AL East leaders, the New York Yankees, and 5 games behind the Tampa Bay Rays. But we are at least in the wild card hunt. We are 5 games behind. We have 1 more month to go. We really have to dig deep. I don't think we're going to be able to catch the Royals, but the A's, Astros, and Rays are definitely within striking range to grab that second wild card spot. But our schedule looks pretty brutal, as we have pretty much all AL East teams. We do have a 4-game set against Seattle, but Seattle is no slumps either. They're 77-61 and currently lead in the AL West. So we have a pretty brutal September schedule here, let alone that we cannot beat the AL East teams. And the Rays, we haven't beaten since April. We are on an 8-game losing streak against them. So we're really going to have to turn it up against them. We do have the Blue Jays, the #1 team, the New York Yankees, and then we also have the Red Sox. Not exactly sure which game I'm going to showcase. It's probably going to be towards later of the year when we're either getting closer to clinching or closer to being eliminated, either one. But let's take a look at our minor league teams. The Tides, they are currently 71-63, 3 games behind the Stripers in the International League South. So they have a little room to go, but there's only 6 games remaining. But they're currently 1 game out of the International League wildcard, so they still have an opportunity as well. And then the Bay Sox are 71-63 and currently in first in the Eastern League Western Division with a 3-game lead above the Rubber Ducks. Gotta love these names, I'm telling you. So there is no wild card for Eastern League, so we pretty much have to put it on the Rubber Ducks and the Flying Squirrels to be able to clinch there for the Bay Sox. But I do believe that we actually have 2 of our minor league teams that are going to make the postseason, so that would be great. But can our big league club end up actually doing it? Who knows? I mean, with the injury to Mookie Betts, our offense just really hasn't gotten going. Our pitching at the beginning of the year was horrid. It's gotten a lot better through these last couple of months. But let's jump into September, and hopefully we're able to kind of scratch together a really good chase here for the wild card and maybe end up making the wild card. That would be a plus. But our first game here is against the 49-90 Blue Jays. We have Yanoa going against Sean Reed-Foley. And yes, we're fine. We must have 28 players. What is this? What is this BS? I want them to be down there. Okay, since it forced me to actually call up somebody, we ended up calling up Paul Fry for some reliever help, and then we also brought up Stevie Wilk again because he was having a pretty good season. I just sent him down to get some playing time. But now, Yanoa, Whitley, rubber game of this 3-game set from last episode, and we end up winning 7-2. Yanoa will get his 10th win of the year. Not too bad for a guy who wasn't with the big league club at the beginning. Definitely has shown that he has improved. Let's skip over the second, and now we have David Hess, who is yet to lose on the season, going against Yanni Chirinos. Now remember, we have an 8-game losing skid to the Rays. We need to win here in Tampa. It just needs to happen, and now it's extended to a 9-time. David Hess will actually get his first loss of the year. Yanni Chirinos with his 12th. Are we able to stop this skid against the Rays? We got Minor going against Trevor Richards. And we finally do. We finally beat the Rays. God, that was just horrific. 9 games straight. Finally beat them for the first time since April. Minor will get his 11th win. Richards will get his 6th loss. And now we head to September 5th. We got John Means trying to get to 500, going against Blake Snell, their ace. We were able to beat him on opening day, but pretty much we have not been able to beat the Rays at all. And we end up losing 6-3, as Means will have his 11th loss of the year, and his ERA has gone over 4 once again. Blake Snell with his 14th win. So not too bad, but let's do a quick little standings update for us. Let's see where everything is. We are 12.5 behind in the AL East, which, I mean, the Yankees are pretty much running away with that one. In the wild card, we have dropped to 6.5. That is horrific. Oh, we're not going to be able to do this. 72 and 70, I mean, we're at least above 500. But this is a very convoluted American League, so not doing too well there. Now let's head over to AAA. Let's see if the Tides have been able to make up any ground. They're 2 games behind the Stripers, who have actually clinched the division. In the wild card, we are 2 games behind and actually have been eliminated. So we will not be seeing the Tides in the postseason this year. A little bit of a disappointment, but with the injuries that we had this year, we kind of depleted their team. And then the call-ups that forced me to call up 2 more people. I didn't really want to do it because I wanted to see the Tides in there. And then the Bay Sox, 72 and 67, and they are only 1 game up on the Flying Squirrels currently. But the Flying Squirrels have 1 game as we have clinched a postseason appearance. So we are there with the Bay Sox at least. And I mean, for everybody else, it might be just going home time. But let's end up simming this game, because if I go a little bit farther, the Bay Sox stats will be reset. So we're just going to sim this game right here. We do end up winning 4-1. Tehran will get his 8th win. Glasnow his 8th loss. Tanner Scott ends up getting the save. I should kind of do it from this day, but with the way that you have to sim and then advanced day, it's gonna take forever. We are 12 games behind, not looking good there. 6 games behind in the wild card, but our elimination number is 14, so at least we are battling there. And then AAA wise, it's over. It's over. We're not able to do anything. We are going to be sitting home with the Tides, but again, we took all their people away. And then the Bay Sox did end up clinching, and they are going to be in the playoffs in AA, which is great. Maybe they can bring home a title for us. Make us feel a little bit better. But let's take a look at the stats for the minor league teams. So starting here with the Tides lineup, Chris Cheek did end up getting called up because of the very interesting moves that we had to do in September, but he actually kind of improved a ton. Almost 30 points on his batting average, 244, 4 home runs, 18 RBIs. Austin Hayes, 261, 12 home runs, 56 RBIs. Looking pretty good. Neal actually went down a little bit. 290, 21 home runs, 68 RBIs. I do believe that we should be calling him up next year. RD Navarro, 268, 13 home runs, 58 RBIs. He definitely has recovered from a very slow start last year. Rio Ruiz, 228, 16 home runs, 40 RBIs. The power again there. The average is not. Adley, 258, 9 home runs, 43 RBIs. Not exactly blowing me away, but I think he's going to be our catcher next year. Caden Grenier, 276, 8 home runs, 31 RBIs, and 275 at-bats. He looked really, really sharp this season, so I'm keeping my eye on him. He might end up becoming our second baseman next year, depending on the Moose interaction with free agency and stuff like that. Mountcastle, 235, 11 home runs, 48 RBIs. He's just not getting his average up each and every year. Seems to be struggling, but I mean, at some point we're going to have to call him up and see if he can kind of do trial by fire. Walker Jean, 254, 3 home runs, 24 RBIs. Not too bad for a second baseman. Bruce Maxwell, 165, 7 RBIs. We really need to start finding some catchers. Jack Reinheimer, 242, home run, 17 RBIs. So not too bad for a bench bat there. Richie Martin, 206, home run, 22 RBIs. So he's probably pretty much done with us. He can't hit the ball. He's great defensively, great speed-wise, but if he can't hit, I can't really have him on this team. Anderson Feliz, 242, 8 home runs, 25 RBIs. Maybe starting to come around, but that 62 overalls probably shouldn't be in AAA. But he's pretty much our best catcher at this, or best first baseman at this point. As for the Bay Sox, I did end up moving Sergio Fiera into the leadoff spot, but it didn't look like it really did much for him. He hit 239, 8 home runs, 34 RBIs. I mean, not a terrible season for a shortstop, but this guy has a potential. We really need him to kind of start picking up. Orlando Bautista, 299, 5 home runs, 35 RBIs. He's killing it down here in Double-A. Santander, 256, 8 home runs, 30 RBIs. Love this guy. DJ Stewart, 221, 4 home runs, 15 RBIs. He's even struggling hitting at the Double-A level, so I'm not impressed at all by him. Gustavo Sandoval, 238, 17 home runs, 73 RBIs. Definitely showing some power there down in the minors. We want him to kind of get that average up a little bit. Logan Wyatt, 285, 11 home runs, 59 RBIs. So not a bad season for him. He's starting to get his overall up, starting to play pretty well. Devlin Granberg, 210, 5 home runs, 27 RBIs. So nothing too great there. But, I mean, with all the outfield depth that I have, I mean, gonna give him a shot. Martin Zager, 277, 4 home runs, 31 RBIs. That is a very good stat line for him, especially as a 53 overall, and he's doing that well. Maybe gonna come up to AAA. Brett Cumberland, 286, 21 RBIs. He's looking good. His overall is really good. Maybe he becomes a AAA catcher next year. Dave Dissian, 234, 4 home runs, 27 RBIs. Not bad for a 57 overall. Mackenzie Yamashita, 204, 13 home runs, 35 RBIs. Real good power from him. I'm very surprised by that. Guadalupe Valdez, 272, 6 home runs, 30 RBIs. So he definitely is hitting the ball very well. Seeing the ball. So maybe second baseman in the future, who knows. Jesmiel Valentin, 234, home run, 23 RBIs. Nothing too exciting there from him. And now let's head to the pitchers for the Ties. So Josh Rogers, even though he got hurt this year, was 4-0, 2.01 ERA, .99 whip. I think we found a good spot for him to kind of develop there in AAA. Aaron Brooks, 7-4, 2.85 ERA, 1.22 whip. Very strong season from him. Not very good in the majors, but down here he's dominating. DL Hall, 3-5. 3.12 ERA, 1.3 whips. Very nice for him. It's very... I'm actually kind of excited about DL Hall. I mean, he was struggling down in Double-A, but coming up to Triple-A, he's shown that he does have the potential to be great. Grayson Rodriguez, 8-9, 3.71 ERA, 1.3 whip. He probably has another year in Triple-A just to kind of continue to develop. I want to see that ERA come down. Raul Alcantara, 11-8, 3.58 ERA, 1.42 whip. Pretty good numbers there for him. Blaine Knight, 9-6, 3.18 ERA, 1.29, so he's in a good role there. Chandler Shepard, 6-7, 2.87 ERA, 1.09 whip, so maybe even a starter next year, maybe a little plug and play. Evan Phillips, 6-2, 3.02 ERA, 1.32 whip. Not terrible. I mean, for a 67 overall, he's looking pretty dominant. Brandon Klein kind of recovered a little bit, 1-2, 4.97 ERA, 1.26 whip. Finally got 2 2/3 this month, so they gave him a shot. He lowered his ERA. Good for him. Sean Gilmartin, 2-3, 2.79 ERA, 1.12 whip. Guy that's getting older, probably not going to make the majors with us, so we might end up just releasing him. Dylan Tate, 2-4, 3.49 ERA, 1.28 whip. Again, he was with the big league club there, and I mean, he hasn't shown flashes of brilliance, but I mean, 3.49 ERA isn't terrible. Cody Carroll, which we brought up, 1/3 with a 27 ERA and 9 whip. Did not look too great in his 1/3 inning pitched. But again, 57 overall, wanted to give him a shot since we ended up having to call up Paul Fry. Edebrey Ramos, 1-1, 3.44 ERA, 1.5 whip. And 34 of 41 saves. So he did end up blowing 7 saves. So he's probably not really a closer. We need to get him in the middle reliever innings. But not a terrible season for him down in AAA. And for the Bay Sox, who kind of was getting gutted here in the pitching department, for Brennan Hanafy, 6-6, 2.78 ERA, 1.4 WHIP, actually came up and has looked very, very sharp. Zach Luther, same deal, 8-3, 3.02 ERA, 1.33 WHIP, looking really good here. Luis Gohara, 7-5, 2.97 ERA, 1.2 WHIP, but he struggled in AAA a little bit, so AA is probably where he needs to be, which is not going to go well because he has a pretty big contract. Archie Terrell, 2-2, 3.58 ERA, 1.37 WHIP. Kind of was in the long reliever role for a little bit. We moved him over to the rotation. Doesn't look like he did too bad. Derek Switzer, 11-8, 2.64 ERA, 1.04 WHIP. Nothing too crazy from him, but that's a great ERA. So maybe he's going to start challenging to get called up to the AAA team. We'll have to see on that. Jose Mesa, 3-6, 4.01 ERA, 1.34 WHIP. Really need to find myself a long reliever. He's not really a long reliever, but he had the best stamina out of any of the AA guys that I had. So he'll probably go back to the middle innings. Jimmy Yacobonis, 4-3, 3.01 ERA, 1.41 WHIP. So very good for him. Pedro Araujo, which we ended up coming up from single A, ended up pitching to a tune of a 2.25 ERA and 1.25 WHIP in 4 innings pitched, so he looked pretty sharp. Ben Heller, 5-5, 3.74 ERA, 1.32 WHIP, so not bad for that young man. Nick Rumbelow, 3-3, 4.87 ERA, 1.53 WHIP. He's kind of up there in age. He's probably going to be released because he can't even do it at the AA level. Joey Gerber, and 37 innings, 4.38 ERA, 1.46, but we drafted a lot of bullpen arms, so he's definitely going to have to step up if he wants to continue to be in this organization. Michael Ballman did not look good at all coming up from single A. 2 1/3, 11.57 ERA, 2.57 WHIP. Might be another guy where we drafted a lot of bullpen arms. It might be his time to be released. And then Gordon Labine was excellent, 2.3 ERA, 0.96 WHIP, and 32 out of 37 saves. It's probably going to be the Tide's closer next year. Definitely keeping my eye on him to get him up to the big league club. All right, back in we go. We have a 3-game stand against the Blue Jays here at Camden Yards. We have Yanoa going against Forrest Whitley. Now, the AA playoffs are actually going to be starting on the 9th, so we're actually going to pay attention to the Bay Sox through that series. Hopefully, they're able to maybe bring home a AA championship. That would be great. So it's Yanoa versus Whitley. Let's see if we can get a win. We do win 7-3. So a 4-2 record to start September. That isn't bad. That's exactly what we needed. Yanoa will get his 11th win. And now for game 2, we got Hess versus Reed Foley. Again, Hess has been one of our surprises this year, and we end up winning 11-0 as Hess is 6-1 on the year with a 3.25 ERA. Fantastic. All right, now we got Minor going against Pannone, and we're looking for a sweep of the Blue Jays, which can really, really help us out in this wild card hunt, which we will do an update after the September 12th game against the Yankees. And we are able to sweep the Blue Jays. We're on a 4-game winning streak, and we're 6-2 in September. That is what we needed. Ty Block will get his 9th win of the year. Still looking for a 10-win season out of the long reliever role, which is just nuts. But hey, we're doing what we need to be doing. As for AA, we end up losing 5-2 as Gohara got batted around a little bit in 4 2/3. Casey Meisner will get the win. And now we welcome the New York Yankees, the first place New York Yankees in their 88-60 record. They might not win 100 games this year. That's actually pretty big. Kind of thought that they were going to easily get to 100 games, but they have been slumping here in the last couple months. We got Means going for his 10th win against Domingo Germán, and we lose 6-2. Means is now 9-12 on the year with an ERA over 4. Germán will get his 11th win. As for the Bay Sox, we end up winning 6-3 as Brennan Hanafy pitched 7 strong innings over Ethan Hankins of the Flying Squirrels. And now we go into game 2. We got Tehran going against Losiega. I don't know if I even said that right, but it must be one of their call-ups because he's only pitched 8 innings this year. Let's see if we can get a win here. We end up losing 3-0 as he pitched dominant. He hasn't given up an earned run at all this year. Whoa, that guy is looking pretty good over there. Tehran will be saddened with his 7th loss. As for the Bay Sox, we end up losing 5-0 as Derek Switzer pitched a really good game, but Tristan Beck was better in 7 innings, not giving up a run at all. And now we head to the third game where we're able to scrap one against these New York Yankees that are just so good with their 90-60 record. We have Yanoa going against Severino, and we do end up winning 2-0 as Yanoa is now 12-8 on the year. Severino will have his 8th loss. And as for those Bay Sox, we end up winning 1-0 and force a Game 5. Zach Luther with a complete game shutout. And I mean, Chase Johnson didn't do too bad either, but hey, 1-0, a win is a win. And now let's take a quick little update to see where we stand. 12 games behind in the AL East, which, I mean, 77-72 isn't a terrible record, but how are we looking in the wild card? We are 4.5 behind the Athletics. This chase for the wild card is getting really steamy. We have an elimination number of 9, which isn't looking too great, but we're starting to catch up on the Rays a little bit and starting to catch up on the Astros. And we're relatively hot here in September, so that is what we need. So now let's jump into Fenway as we face the 70-78 Boston Red Sox. We have David Hess going against Rick Porcello, and we do end up winning 4-1, and the Bay Sox actually ended up winning. Thanks for the update. We won 2-1. Archie Terrell with 6 strong innings ends up beating Cavius Sampson of the Flying Squirrels. And it looks like they are going to be going against the Reading Fightin' Phils. So that should be a pretty fun series to keep an eye on, and it looks like they're going to be starting on the 15th. So we have a little bit of ways to go. We have Minor versus Mike Shararan, who is 3-7 and 5.28 on the year, and we end up winning 4-0. Minor will get his 12th win of the year, as Shararan will get his 8th loss. Let's go, O's. Let's put it on. We're actually doing very well against the AL East. I was actually very worried and starting to kind of lose my cool. Now we go for the sweep of the Red Sox. We got Means with a 9-12 record going for his 10th win against David Price, who is 12-9. And we end up sweeping the Red Sox in another 4-game winning streak for us. And Means will get his 10th win of the year and get that ERA under 4. Again, for how bad he started the season, he has really picked it up this year. As for the Bay Sox, we end up losing 3-0 as Gohara will now lose both decisions in the playoffs so far with that ugly 7-0 ERA. Let's go past the 16th, which I don't think anybody was playing. Never mind, I lied. And we end up beating the Reading Fightin' Phils 9-4 as Araujo will end up getting a win, but that ERA is not looking too sharp, my guy. But okay, it's 1-1 in that series. That's gonna be another really good series, isn't it? And now we head to New York to face those first place Yankees. Once again, we have Julio Tehran on the mound going against Domingo Germán, and we lose 11-0. Tehran 8-8 on the year. Very difficult team to beat. Oh, Yankees, I absolutely hate you. We have not really recovered from the postseason loss to them. Let's head over to game 2. We have Yanoa going against Losiaga, who has yet to give up a run and beat us 3-0 just a week before. But Yanoa, can he get his 13th win of the year? We end up losing 3-1. We at least gave Losiaga we got a run on him, so that's a plus. But Yanoa will get his 9th loss of the year. That guy is terrific. Maybe future ace, I have no idea. But I almost forgot to check out the Bay Sox here, which we ended up losing 10-0. Derek Switzer will get the loss. Whoa, we got blown out. That is not looking good. All right, but anyway, and now we have our third game against the Yankees. Are we able to scrap yet another one? It's David Hess going against Luis Severino. And we do win 3-2. Thanks for the update, as we already know that the Bay Sox have lost to the Fightin' Phils 7-1. Lothar could not get it done for us, so their season is now completely over. But actually a very good season for the Bay Sox, especially with all the moves that we had to make this year because of injuries. But let's take a quick little update here. We're 13.5 behind the Yankees. I mean, the AL East we know is not going to happen, and they've already clinched the division. Wild card, we are 4.5 games out, elimination number of 3. The A's continue to win. But look at our division record. We're actually up to 35-38 thanks to a pretty good September, and the Rays kind of starting to struggle a little bit. So let's get through this Mariners series, and it looks like we are going to be jumping into the Boston Red Sox series probably, because I don't think the playoffs are going to be in our cards this time. We got Minor going against Yusei Kikuchi, who's going for his 15th win of the year. The Mariners 90-65, but we do end up winning 6-1. Minor will get his 13th win of the year. Very good campaign for him. Kikuchi with his 7th loss, and now to game 2. We got Means going against Justice Sheffield, who is 16-7. Really great season for him. But we end up winning yet again, 11-6. Means will get his 11th win of the year. Did get tattooed up a little bit though, as you see his ERA kind of exploded a little bit. But we did end up beating Justice Sheffield, who is now 16-8 on the year. And now we go for a series win against Andrew Moore, whilst we counter with Julio Tehran, and we end up winning 7-5. Okay, winning streak, I like it. Series wins, I like it, after getting swept by the Yankees, but that's because of the Yankees. But Tehran will get his 9th win of the year. Andrew Moore will get his 8th loss. And now for the final one, can we sweep the Mariners? Can we stay in playoff contention? I have no idea. We're at least winning, and that's what needs to happen. Yanoa looking for his 13th win of the year against Eric Swanson, and we do end up losing 7-1. Paul Fry not looking sharp on the season. Maybe not the best call-up. Who knows? But let's see where we stand in the wild card standings, and we could get eliminated tonight, honestly. We are 83-76 on the year. We need the A's and the Astros to lose out, and we need to win out just to have a shot at making the playoffs. But we have Mike Sherrarin versus David Hess there, and then we got Minor versus Price, and then we have Means versus Chris Sale. We at least have him in Camden Yards. I think I'm going to skip this one. I mean, I love watching David Hess in a 7-1, but hey, it's Sim. Go ahead, man. Get us a win. Keep us in it. And we do end up winning 8-3. David Hess is 8-1 on the year with a 3.21 ERA. That's where his season stats are going to be over as we beat Mike Sherrarin. But did that end up eliminating us? And we are eliminated because the Astros ended up winning. So that is a shame. We came up just a little bit short, but we're still going to showcase a game. I think I want to watch Mike Minor go against David Price here. Not really anything in the cards, but you know what? If we can win, we can win. So let's jump into the game. David Price versus Mike Minor. Enjoy.
Afternoon baseball here on the show. Today we've got a good matchup in store between the Boston Red Sox and the Baltimore Orioles. Major League Baseball on the show is next. Mike Minor will be the starter for the O's in this contest. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
Their ball club is going to have to keep a close eye on this one. This guy's nearing 200 innings on the season, and that's a lot of innings. A guy that takes the ball every 5 days. I'm sure they're going to watch to see
games of this homestand 4-1 and looking for some bigger and better things.
Yeah, we had a chance to sit down before the game after BP with the manager. He was really pleased with the way his team has played in these last 5. Let's see if it continues today.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Here's a shot to left field and deep. Look at this. And gone. An absolute bomb. It's a solo shot for Xander Bogaerts. Number 21 for him on the season. As the Red Sox get the game's first run, it's 1-0.
What a way to get things started while playing on the road. Top of the first and a big fly. Just like that, they take the lead.
Pitch on the way. Line toward right center. He lays out for it, but he can't pull it in. And he's in there easily at second with a one-out double.
As a pitcher, you'd love to assert your authority early on in the game, but it hasn't happened so far out here. That's a home run and a double against him now, and we're still in the first. He's going to have to make some adjustments quickly if he's going to turn this around.
Hit the other way out toward right field. Waiting on it is Zimmer. He hauls it in without any trouble, and there are two away. Sent on the ground out to second. A dive, but he can't knock it down. It's through for a base hit. And the runner at third will put the brakes on here as they didn't want to chance it even with two outs.
You know, D-Roll, the old school thinking sometimes is when you're going through a bad streak like this.
Hit softly on the ground to third. Alberto fields it cleanly on to first, and that'll do it as they manage to not let this inning get out of hand. Red Sox get a run on the solo shot by the X-Man, Xander Bogaerts. Bottom of the first coming up, and Boston has the early 1-0 lead. David Price is on the mound for game 2. What do we need to know here, Danny?
One of the things that jumps out if you look at that stat sheet, a very high whip coming into this start. One of the things he's going to have to do a much better job, keep traffic off the bases, keep the walks down.
Now the pitch. Hot shot on the ground is short. Bogaerts has it. And a good throw gets him one gone. And he missed with that one. It's ball 4. A one-out walk here in the home first. Line towards center field. In there, a base hit. Popped him up. Lemon is there. And he makes the catch for the second out. And this is popped up. Back behind second. Chavis shading to his right, and that ends the inning. Orioles strand a couple. It remains 1-0. Here now the 2-2. Strike 3 on a pitch in the dirt. And the throw is there to record the first out.
He was definitely late on that pitch after seeing a previous off-speed pitch.
Hit hard back up the middle, and that is through into center field for a one-out single.
Get the ball for this man. He needs to put that on the mantle. He's been struggling. The season hasn't gone according to plan, but he's staying popping.
Reddick waiting, and now the pitch. Hit on the ground out to short. To second for one. Relay to first in time, and just like that, this side is retired. Red Sox go down quietly. We played an inning and a half. It's 1-0.
Wants right here on the mound.
This one skied out toward right. Reddick has a read on it. One away. Ripped on the ground to first. He's got it, and he'll take it to the bag himself for the out. First delivery to him on the way. Drilled right back up the middle, and that finds its way through for a base hit.
There's a hard hit ground ball. Pitcher not able to get a glove on it. Hard single up the middle.
Yeah, watch your lips right there, Dan. Sent it back right where it came from.
First pitch on its way. High fly ball out to straightaway center. And Springer will tuck this one in to retire the side. Orioles leave one. They're down 1-0. And a changeup swung on and missed for the first out.
That swing tells me he was really trying to get a pitch out front and rip it down the line, but that wasn't a great pitch to do it on. It's really not the best two-strike approach either.
And a changeup couldn't get him to bite, and it's ball 4. Swing and a ball hit out toward right center. Center fielder giving chase. He gets there and makes the play for the second out of the inning. High and deep to left. This one's got plenty of distance. And out of here. And I mean by plenty. That ball was crushed. George Springer puts 2 on the board with that home run. 29 home runs for him on the year as the Red Sox have moved out 3-0.
Dan, you see the guy out on the mound. He's pitching with bad body language right there. There's blood in the water for a lot of these hitters.
You know, D-Row, you have to make up your mind when you run out there. You're going to do one of two things. You're going to...
Now the 2-0. Swing and a long drive again. This one to deep center. And, oh, he missed a home run by a matter of feet. It's off the wall. And he is into second with a 2-out double. So now time will be called as we're going to get a visit from the pitching coach here as he'll hope to settle his guy down. Skied in the air to straightaway left. Naquin is going to have room out there as he puts this away to retire the side. So the Red Sox strike for 2 on the 2-run homer. We play 2.5. Boston leads it 3-0.
As long as he keeps it above the letters.
Oh, this is hit high and deep out to left. And it's gone. A solo shot here to left. 29 home runs for him on the year. And that puts the Orioles on the board. It's now a 3-1 ball game.
Hey, that's the price you pay right there when you try and sneak a fastball past this guy. Power hitter, and every power hitter in the league knows you got to start with the numero uno, number 1, man. You got to get on the heater and adjust to everything else in his wheelhouse.
Swing and a miss as he couldn't connect on the 2-seamer, and that's out number 1.
Nice 2-seam fastball there. You don't usually see a lot of swings and misses with that pitch unless it's really moving. So that one must have had some real good late life.
So here's Trey Mancini. He swings and sends a bullet to right field. That's in another base hit. He's 2 for 2. So that's a pair of hits for him now this afternoon as he lines that one sharply into right. And as you can see there, he currently leads the Orioles in that category. Another 1-2 delivery. Swing and a miss as he ran that 2-seamer right by him for the second out. Got him with a good high fastball there. Danny, we see a lot of that pitch in strikeout situations these days. What makes it so effective?
I think, Matt, what makes it such a tough pitch is you're changing eye levels back.
And this misses for ball 4. The second walk he surrendered here in the first 3 innings.
Prove something here and give this guy a pitch that he can hit one out of the park on him.
Grounded back up the middle. And this gets right through him, and that may be a run. And he's going to score with ease as the throw will be too late.
You know what I like right there, Dan, is the batter's approach. Not trying to do too much, just taking it right back up the chute again, staying within himself, and just knowing that anything to the outfield gets him an RBI.
Now, that's a good piece of hitting. That's a great point, D-Roy. I think a lot of times hitters...
And a swing and a miss here. So it took him 31 pitches, but the side is finally retired. So 2 runs on 3 hits, including the home run, no errors, and a couple of men left. 3 innings complete. The Red Sox are out in front, 3-2. First pitch of the at-bat. Back up the middle. And a base hit, so he goes after the first pitch he sees, and he's on to open up the inning.
Dan, after that base hit right there, he's got a 6-game hitting streak going.
Runners going. Down the third baseline. Alberto has it, and that's out number 1. Here's a weakly hit fly ball off to the left side. He lays out for it, but he can't pull it in. And he's in safely to third. As also on the play, a run comes across to score. That triple just seems to be par for the course for him of late.
Yeah, Matty, he's seeing the ball extremely well. There's no doubt about that. You can see here that the body is calm. He keeps his hand back, and he just explodes through the baseball, winding up at third with another RBI under his belt.
Hit on the ground down the first baseline. Scooped up, and he's out on the tag. But a run is in to score away from the play.
And here with the infield back, they were giving him the run on a ground ball, so he just takes advantage of that and drives the run home.
The 1-2. Now a swing, and the barrel of the bat breaks in 2 that time. Throw in time, and the side is retired. So they get a couple of runs on 2 hits, no errors, and no one left aboard. On now to the bottom half of inning number 4. It's the Red Sox 5 and the Orioles 2. This is on the ground over to first. And he'll take it to the bag himself for the out. Here comes another 0-2. Fastball, strike 3 called as he couldn't pull the trigger, and there are 2 away.
2-2 count, and he just seems to keep hanging right in there.
Liner towards second. That's in for a base hit, and he's 2 for 3.
Kind of looked like he had gotten his bearings there. Dan was going to have a 1-2-3 inning, but not the case, giving up that late 2-out knock.
Boy, this lineup is so deep, 1 through 9. They can put a hurting on you, and they're making him work, and he's giving up a lot of.
Price pauses. Here's the 2-1. Hit back up the middle. Bogarts has it. Throw to first in plenty of time, and the side is retired. 1 left for the Orioles, and the deficit remains 5-2.
Is it bad?
High in the air out to center field. Waiting on it is Zimmer. 1 away. Now here it comes. And this is swung on and missed, so it's 2 up, 2 down to start the 5th. Swing, and he pops him up. Arcia ranging into the outfield. He can't get there as it falls in.
Boy, not the prettiest of swings, D-Roll. That looked a little bit from the Vladimir Guerrero book, but nonetheless, he got the job done.
Yeah, a little choking.
The 1-0. Hot shot to third. On to second for the force out, and the side is retired. Red Sox leave 1, and it remains 5-2. Liner towards second. That gets down, and he's got himself a base hit.
Hey, talk about having a day. How about 3 at-bats, 3 knocks? Not a bad day, D-Roll.
We used to say in the big leagues on the bench, anybody can get 2. Can you get 3? And if you get 3, who's on the hook for 4?
Hit hard on the ground towards second, and Moustakas is aboard. It's a base hit.
Well, D-Roll, there's another base hit, making it first and second. They're piling up the hits on the day, but so far not many runs to show for it.
Yeah, definitely a few knocks in the cupboard makes you feel good.
And he misses with it, ball 4, so that'll load the bases, and now he's really going to need to get a ground ball. Price ready with the 0-1. Popped up. And that'll get down for a base hit. And the runner from third crosses the plate. And the stop sign will smartly go up at third as they hold the second runner, and they'll again be loaded with still nobody out. The 1-0. A swing, and he pops him up on the infield, and the infield fly rule will be in effect here. Lifted in the air out to right. Catch made by Reddick, and here comes the runner from third. And he is safe on a close play at the plate, and it's back to 1 now at 5-4.
Obviously, he's hoping for more up there with the bases loaded, but you can't be too upset with a sac fly.
Trying to hold the lead. Here's the delivery. Lifted the other way out to left center. Benintendi in pursuit. He's there to track it down, and that'll end the inning. So 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 men left stranded. We're through 5 here at the ballpark. It's the Red Sox 5 and the O's 4. Hunter Harvey takes over to start the 6th inning on the mound.
Number 56, Hunter Harvey.
The 1-0. Hit fairly well out towards straightaway center. Long run for the center fielder. He gets there and makes the play for the first out.
These long, epic at-bats, you start to get into swing mode.
Skied into straightaway right. On the run is Zimmer. He gets there and makes the play for the 2nd out of the inning. And a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the side is retired. Red Sox go down 1-2-3. They lead it 5-4. Michael Wacha enters to do the pitching in the bottom of the 6th.
Number 52, Michael Wacha.
First pitch on its way. Popped him up. Smith has room in foul territory, and that's the 1st out of the inning.
It's mine early to take the first pitch because that thing was right down the middle.
Hit hard on the ground towards second, and this will get through into right, and he's aboard with a single. Hit in the air down the right field line. Reddick on the run, and he makes the catch in the corner. And this one runs in on him as he can't get his arms extended. A great pitch there, and the inning is over. Orioles leave 1, and the deficit holds at 5-4.
I think when pitchers try to be too cute on that outside corner, they might leak one a little bit inside.
And he turns this one around high and deep to center field. A leap, and he makes the catch as he crashes into the wall.
That was a pretty spectacular catch right there. A lot of guys mistime that jump because they're worried about the wall coming on. But he got it just right and hauled it in. Great stuff.
And a fastball misses there, ball 4. The 3-1. And he gets him to pop it up on the right side of the infield. Mancini has to shade his eyes from the sun, but he stays with it for out number 2. Pulls this one in the air out to left. Heading after it is Naquin. He gets there to make the catch, and that ends the inning. 1 left for the Red Sox. They hold on to a 5-4 lead. 0-2.
I'm interested to watch this next pitch right here. He got a swing on a high fastball. I wonder if he's going to pull the old Plesac and climb the ladder.
Swung on and missed. Really fooled him that time for the first out.
Nice job there taking care of the leadoff hitter via the strikeout. I'll tell you, in a one-run game, especially this late, getting that first guy in the inning is so important.
Sent on the ground out to second. And very quickly there, they're 2 gone to start the inning. And there's a base hit on the line.
If nothing less, pass the baton to the guy behind you and keep the line moving.
In there, now the throw. Not in time. He's in there at second.
It was pretty obvious he would likely be on the move with 2 outs, and I'm sure the defense knew it too. But he has lightning speed and was able to take the bag anyways.
The payoff pitch. On the ground, back up the box, and it'll get through into center field. A base hit. He's in there at the plate. It's a big 2-out hit, and that ties the ball game.
You know, D-Ro, in today's game, it's not easy scoring in the late innings, so that RBI base hit to tie things up, that comes at a really good time.
Yeah, I say it's not easy. They got 11 guys in the bullpen. I don't think a guy throws under 97 miles.
Here comes the 3-1 pitch. And he misses with it, ball 4. So the potential go-ahead run moves into scoring position now.
Wow, you know he's not happy with that call. When it crossed the plate, it sure looked like a strike to me. Seemed to catch a ton of the plate. That's a tough way to give up a walk, but he's got to put it behind him now.
Sam Gaviglio takes over pitching duties, looking to get that final out now here in this 7th inning.
Number 43, Sam Gaviglio.
From the stretch, the 1-2. And he'll try to hold up in time, but to no avail as he went around, and the inning is over. It's a run on 2 hits here for Baltimore. 8th inning coming up, and we are all tied 5-5. Popped up. Alberto in foul ground. 1 out.
That's exactly what they wanted out of that pitch up in the zone. They took him up the ladder, and he couldn't get up to it. So that was an easy pop-out. Well-executed pitch there.
Pulled high in the air out to left field. Naquin's under it. And that's the 2nd out of the inning. Oh, a fastball swung on and missed, and for the 2nd time today, he's gone on strikes. Down in order go the Red Sox. This remains a 5-all ball game. The 3-1. And he lays off, ball 4. Now the potential go-ahead run is on base here.
Man, when the game is tied, the last thing you can afford to do is walk the leadoff hitter. Got to focus on getting that ground ball now.
Now time is called, and we'll have a pinch runner at first, and that'll be a wise decision as he's... Now here's a line drive, and this is going to get down for extra bases. Mullins is digging for home. The runner from first crosses the plate. It's now a 6-5 ball game.
Dan, you'll take RBIs any way you can get them, but when they give your team the lead in the late innings, man, that feels good.
Oh, it especially does, especially when you start to score runs late in the game off of quality pitching. When runs.
Open stance by Moustakas, and now the pitch. Turned on down the line. And a reach with the backhand, but he comes up empty as that gets by him. And a big RBI there as the run scores from second to make this a 2-run game now.
Dan, that's a huge insurance run right there. Has to feel good as a hitter right there to not only get a ribby knock, but to give your team a little bit of breathing room.
It does, and it makes your pitcher go.
Here's the 3-0. And he takes ball 4 again. And they clearly just don't want any part of him in this one.
3 of those pitches were definitely out of the zone, but that last pitch looked pretty darn good to me. You're not usually going to get many favorable calls on 3-0, though. You have to earn that spot.
Ryan Weber is on to pitch here in the 8th with nobody out.
Number 65, Ryan Weber.
Pulled high in the air out to left field. On the run is Benintendi. He gets to it and makes the catch for the first out. Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way. Swing and a miss, and they'll dodge a major bullet that time. 2 away.
Well, it's been a rough series for him at the plate so far. That's 4 strikeouts in the first 2 games, so this pitching staff clearly has him figured out.
From the belt, the pitch. Swung on and missed, and that's the final out of the inning. So it's 2 runs on 2 base hits, no errors, and 2 left. 9th inning coming up. It's the Orioles 7 and the Red Sox 5. Cedric Mullins remains in the game, batting 8th and manning left field.
Number 31.
Tanner Scott takes the ball now in inning number 9, looking to close the door.
Tanner.
Easy thing to do, trying to score runs or bunch hits together off of a closer.
High fly ball out to straightaway center. Pinkley is there. 1 quick out to start inning number 9. Reddick waiting, and now the pitch. Heading out towards shallow right. And that's in there. Base hit.
Pitcher's got to stay on his toes right there. You never know who in this lineup is going to pull out the old ambush. Knock to right there.
Hit in the air down the right field line. Zimmer's in pursuit. He can't get to it. This one's down. And that runner will go no further than second as there are 2 aboard now.
The batter, number 2, shortstop.
Socrates Brito will come on now and pinch run here.
Now running at second base.
The 1-1. There's a swing and a high drive into left center field. But that'll stay in the park as it's off the wall. Brito ignores his coach. He's chugging for home. He will score. And the deficit is down to only 1 now.
When this thing left the bat, I thought it had 3-run homer written all over it, but it bounces off the wall, so only 1 run scores. And now a chance for his buddy to return the favor and bring in 1 or maybe 2.
And it looks as though the decision makers in the dugout will give him a free pass to first, so the bases are loaded here on the intentional walk, and the force play is now in order.
Yeah, well, when a guy's swinging the bat as well as he's been, this is a smart move. No reason to tempt fate out there.
Michael Givens answers the call from dugout as he'll try to record the final 2 outs of this one. Jorge McNamee will be summoned now to be the pinch runner.
Jorge McNamee.
Swing and a fly ball. And this should at least get home the tying run. The catch is made. Here comes the tying run from third. And the tying run is going to score here in the 9th, and we are right back to where we started.
That was a really good at-bat right there. You're trying to tie this thing up any way that you can. He hits the sac fly to the outfield, and the tying run comes in to score.
Right side. Throw on to first, and a good job of working out of that one with just limited damage as the inning is over. So not a good turn of events for this home crowd as now their 9th inning lead has evaporated. The Orioles with a chance to walk it off as we go to the last of the 9th. Socrates Brito will stay in the game, taking over in right field and batting in the 8th spot.
Number 38.
Ken Giles comes on to work now, and he's their usual closer, but this is obviously not a save opportunity.
Yeah, this is
set. Here's the 3-1. And that misses here, ball 4. And of all things, it's a leadoff walk that puts the winning run on base to start the bottom half. And he takes strike 3 called on the fastball. 1 gone. And now a slider in there for a called 3rd strike, and there are 2 gone now.
beautiful backdoor slider for the punch out right there, guys. When it's tight like this one was, it looks like a fastball off the plate, then darts back at the corner.
The set and the 2-1. Line to the right side. Brito is there, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. 1 left for the Orioles. Still tied 7-7. Here now the 2-2. He swung on and missed. He got him on strikes.
Well, we'll see a lot of these power arms coming out of the bullpen in these days, but it doesn't make it any less impressive to me. I love watching guys come in and blow smoke right by guys.
The 0-1 pitch. Lofted in the air out toward right center. Moustakas has a play. And he brings it in for the second out of the inning.
Boy, he showed some pretty good range, heading pretty deep into the outfield to bring that one down. Thought the outfielder might call him up, but he clearly had it under control.
Ready with the 1-2. And he strikes him out here for out number 3. So after a scoreless top half, he'll have a chance to win it here in the bottom half. Nothing doing here this half. So one will win it here as we go to the bottom of inning number 10. And we are tied 7-7. Gomez comes on to start the home 10th, and he's just hoping to get this one into the 11th inning. Now the payoff pitch home. Locks him up for strike 3.
It's been a rough game for him at the plate. Couldn't get the bat off his shoulder right there, and he struck out twice before that one. So he's going to have a lot to think about when he leaves the ballpark tonight.
Now the payoff pitch home. And he lays off ball 4. So now the potential winning run is aboard at first. On the ground to the right side. To second for 1. Back to first. It's a double play, and we've got more baseball coming our way as the inning is over. So they go quietly here in this half inning. No winner yet. On to inning number 11 we go, and we are tied 7-7. Tommy Hunter takes the mound to start the 11th inning.
Number 96, Tommy Hunter.
Boy, good cutting action to that pitch as that's the first out of the inning.
It's always nice to keep a guy that has good wheels off base, and that's just what they did right there. Big strikeout, keep that guy off the base path.
To the plate now, Andrew Benintendi. High in the air down the right field line. Waiting on it is Zimmer. 2 gone. Now this is swung on, and here's another fly ball out to right field. Zimmer will reach out with one hand to make the catch on the move, and that ends the inning. So they're held in check here this half of the inning. It's getting late. 1 run can win it as we move to the bottom of the 11th. And we are tied 7-7.
You're going to go out there and throw that same pitch till he proves he can lay off of it.
Smoked on the ground up the middle. And this is going to get through into center, so there's your possible winning run aboard on the leadoff single.
Hey, that's a nice piece of hitting right there to put the winning run on base. Interesting here, this is where you play a little bit of manager. It's an AL game. I don't think so, though. American League, it's nasty. You're trying to drive something in a gap or over a wall.
In now, Orlando Arcia. Only play will be to first, so there you go. The possible winning run is into scoring position now on the sacrifice. The 1-1 pitch. This is pulled into right. Brito is there, 2 down. Pitch to him. And it looks like they'd rather go after the next guy as the intentional walk signal comes here with 2 away.
That's what's called getting the treatment. Everyone knows he's a power threat with the bat, so it's all about not letting him be the guy that beats you.
What would be the winning run from second base? High in the air out to center field. Springer has a read on it. He makes the catch, and the winning run is left stranded. Orioles strand a couple. This remains a 7-all tie. 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. He didn't even come close to contact on a ball way out of the zone. 1 out. A note now from the folks in programming. Due to the length of our contest this afternoon, our afternoon cooking program, In the Kitchen with Scott Rohde, will not be seen this afternoon. Ladies, don't shoot me. I'm just the messenger. The 1-0. This pitch is popped up. Moustakas waits on it, and he brings it in for the second out of the inning. Here's the pitch. Skied into very shallow right. Zimmer is there, makes the catch, and the side is retired. Nothing across here this half. Still 1 run can win this thing as we move ahead to the bottom of inning number 12. And we are tied 7-7. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. And he got him.
It's so hard to hit when you're behind the count 0-2, right? You have to protect for the fastball. You have to look for the soft stuff down and away. You're really at a disadvantage when you fall behind 0-2.
Into the box, Mike Moustakas. Hit sharply toward the right side. And there's out number 2. Here with 2 men out. Now a rocket deep down the line in left. And this is going to get down and head for the 333 sign. He'll get it into second. And he needed extra innings to get it, but there's his first hit of the game, and that'll keep the hit streak alive and kicking.
D-Roll, that's one of the beautiful things about the game of baseball, right? You go extra innings, that lineup turns over, and was able to get him 1 extra AB.
Yeah, and he'd be lying right now if he said he wasn't thinking about it. The boys hooked him up right there. Pitching staff extended the game a little bit. 1 more plate appearance, and he extends the hit streak.
Colton Brewer will come on in relief as he'll make his 2nd appearance of the season. And he misses ball 4, so he comes out of the bullpen and immediately walks the first man he faces.
The right fielder,
number 12 will come on now and pinch run here. Swung on and hit in the air to left. Benintendi in pursuit. He's got it as the winning run is stranded to end the inning. Orioles strand a couple. Still tied 7-7. Number 12 remains in the game, playing 3rd after entering the game as a pinch hitter in the previous half inning. Richard Blyer takes the hill now to begin the lucky 13th inning.
Number 48, Richard.
Drilled on the ground to short, and a backhanded try into the hole that's short, but this gets on by. At the plate, Hayden Lemon, and he pops up the bunt attempt. Throw's going to go on to first, so a perfect sacrifice there as now the go-ahead run moves into scoring position here. Rips this one to first. He lays out for it, but he can't pull it in. Throw comes in quickly here, so that'll hold that go-ahead run at 3rd now with still only 1 away.
Boy, there's a bullet base hit right there, but you have to hold there, D-Row, to make sure that gets down and isn't caught for a line.
Swing and a fly ball, but shallow, and that's not going to do it. And he has delivered one of the biggest at-bats of the afternoon as he cashes in with a base hit. Throw to second, and he's out. But they do grab the lead on the run that scored away from the play. From the stretch, there goes the runner, and he strikes him out here for out number 3, but the damage has been done as now they'll need some extra inning heroics to pull this one out. A run on 2 hits in the inning for Boston. And now this crowd finds their club behind the 8 ball here as they don't want to wind up on the losing end of this thing. The Red Sox on top, 8-7. Matt Barnes comes in out of the bullpen as he'll finally try to wrap this one up in the bottom of the 13th.
Matt Barnes.
Pulled high in the air out to left field. Waiting on it is Benintendi. 1 down. Looking for the strikeout. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And that is swung on and missed, and things are starting to look bleak here for the home 9. There are 2 away now.
If you've got a good fastball going and they're not handling, keep throwing it. Right there, 3 fastballs in a row. He gone.
Baltimore down to their final strike. Chopper to short. Throw not in time, and he's in there with his 3rd hit of the afternoon.
Hey, this game is close right here, but I'll take you inside the mindset even if it was a blowout. I know the team's down to their final out, but you'll be hard-pressed to ever find an offensive player.
Has him down to their final strike. Here it comes. And he struck him out for out number 3. So that'll wrap things up here as they leave the possible tying run stranded at first.
Yeah, that's a sweet win, especially on the road. They took the lead in the top of the 13th and held on to it in the bottom to secure this win.
A close one. 8-7 is how it finishes today. Colton Brewer claims the win out of the pen, his first. Matt Barnes records the save, his 3rd of the campaign. So that just about does it for Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, and our entire crew. I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, make your way over to theshownation.com.
So definitely a tough loss here in extra innings as we end up losing 8-7 to the Boston Red Sox. We did have 17 hits. We left 20 on base. That is not going to get it done. Player of the game, Xander Bogaerts, 2 for 4. Home run, double, 2 RBIs, and 2 runs scored. But really, Minor did not pitch that well. Hunter Harvey pitched 3 strong innings. But once again, we watched Richard Blyer pitch 1 inning, give up 2 hits, gave up a run, ended up getting the loss. Tanner Scott probably should have gotten the blown save, but they actually counted it against Givens. I mean, not sure if that's 100% true, but still kind of perfect. So Tanner Scott is struggling a little bit with left-handers, which worries me a little bit because he's supposed to be a lefty killer. But other players' stats on the day, Trey Mancini was 4 for 7, double, RBI, 3 runs scored. Robert Hinckley, 3 for 7, home run, RBI, run scored. He is exciting. He is fun to watch. Hanser Alberto, 2 for 6, 2 RBIs. Renato Nunez, 1 for 3 with a double. And then on the other side for the Red Sox, George Springer, 1 for 5, home run, 3 RBIs, runs scored. Josh Reddick, 2 for 4, triple, RBI, run scored. And Rafael Devers was 3 for 6 with a double. And how about Hinckley robbing that home run from Benintendi? Insane. Maybe I didn't give him enough credit for his defense. We might end up putting him out in the field sometimes if that is the way he's going to play. So we do have one more game remaining. At least we're going to be above 500. Right now we're 84-77. So not a terrible season, but we got Means going against Chris Sale. we able to get a win here and finish up the season? We do not, unfortunately. Yeah, we weren't good enough to make the postseason. Yeah, I get it. Okay, regular season comes to an end. We lost 5-2. Ty Block actually had his chance to get his 10th win, but he didn't get it. He got his 5th loss, and Gaviglio will end up getting the win. So how did we end up in the standings here? All right, so I had to do a little finagling, but we ended up getting to the standings here. So we finished 84 and 78, which was tied with the Tampa Bay Rays, second place in the AL East. The Yankees will end up winning 96 games to 66 losses. As you can see, our offense was really kind of the problem here. Our pitching was pretty good. In the AL Central, the Indians will actually take the best record in the AL at a 103 and 59 record. So they got rid of their 2 outfielders, got our 2 pitchers, and won 103 games. The Royals there ended up getting into the wild card with a 92 and 70 record. And then in the AL West, the Seattle Mariners will bring home the pennant, 94 and 68, and the Astros will get the wild card at 88 and 74. Let's take a look at the National League. So we have the Nationals ended up having the best record in the NL with a 106 and 56 record. That's pretty impressive. And then the Phillies will clinch a wild card spot at 91 and 71, so they will be playing there. In the NL Central, the Pirates will actually win that division with a 94 and 68 record. The Cubs at 90 and 72 will get a wild card berth. And then the NL West, no surprise here, the Dodgers with a 101 and 61 record will end up taking that. And then you can see the Phillies and the Cubs there in the wild card. So a pretty exciting season. Sadly, we are not part of the postseason. We weren't able to get it done this year. Maybe the injury to Mookie Betts hurt us. Not exactly sure. I know that David Hess has really put himself and lamented himself into the rotation. We need to be able to score runs, and maybe with Mookie Betts, we are able to score, anywhere between 60 to 80 more runs. He's probably kind of worth like 100 runs or so, whether it's runs scored or RBIs at least. So that was probably our difference. But let's take a look at the final season's statistics. Starting here with the lineup, Cedric Mullins ended up hitting 240, 8 home runs, 29 RBIs. Definitely got really cold after that great start after he got called up. How many stolen bases did my young man have? Only 4. So not a very great season finishing up, but he has an outside chance of making the team next year. Robert Hinckley, 289, 30 home runs, 84 RBIs, and then 20 stolen bases this year. That is insane. He better be Rookie of the Year. I mean, that is just great. He was very fun. I mean, watching him rob a home run, maybe he can even play the field. Maybe I've just not given him enough credit at all. Trey Mancini, 297, 27 home runs, 98 RBIs. Definitely stepped it up in the second half of the season. Couldn't quite get his average over 300. Couldn't quite get 30 home runs, but after that slow start, he recovered very well. Moose was actually probably our best hitter this year, hitting 248, 38 home runs, 103 RBIs, which is real nice as a second baseman too, since he's playing over there. Reyno, 289, 19 home runs, 75 RBIs. Kind of want to see his power go up a little bit as a third baseman, but he's very versatile. We can actually end up putting him in the outfield. Tyler Naquin, 262, 23 home runs, 69 RBIs. Didn't do too bad with us after getting traded, but I kind of expected just a little bit more. He came over with almost a 280 average, definitely slumped when he ended up getting traded. Bradley Zimmer kind of kept on even keel, 275, 7 home runs, 40 RBIs after the trade, so kind of interested in him. He's also a potential because he's got some really good speed. Francisco, 226, 20 home runs, 49 RBIs. I believe the 20 home runs is definitely going to be a career high. Yes, by 7. So he actually didn't have too bad of a year. Definitely hit the ball a lot better this year. But again, he's not, I wouldn't say a starting caliber catcher, especially when we have Adley Rutschman. He's probably starting caliber for somebody else. Arcia ended up finishing at 252, 13 home runs, 53 RBIs. How many stolen bases did you have? You had 8. Okay, that's not terrible. Again, we're waiting for his bat to really kind of turn it on. He's a young, good player. Just need him to start hitting the ball a little bit more. His defense is fine. JT Riddle, 279, 6 home runs, 27 RBIs. But his time with us might have finally run out because we have a ton of outfield prospects ready to go. Dwight Smith, 259, 13 home runs, 47 RBIs. Definitely struggled a little bit this season. I really kind of wanted him to improve, but he kind of slumped. He did okay after going to the bench. Hanser Alberto did not have a good year this year, hitting 231, 8 home runs, 31 RBIs. So maybe not the bench bat that we're looking for. Austin Wynns, we already knew, was kind of above his head, coming in and being a backup catcher at the major league level. 168, 1 home run, 7 RBIs. As for the pitchers, Mike Minor did log 200 innings this year, 13-7, 3.54 ERA, 1.35 WHIP. He was very dominant at the beginning, kinda was up and down towards the end. I mean, for an ace pitcher, we need you to be on point all the time. John Means, after that horrible start, ended up 11-12 with a 4.11 ERA, 1.33 WHIP. His ERA probably would have been mid-3s if he didn't have such a terrible start to his year. So I'm not too worried about him. He's still a good young pitcher. Julio Teheran, arguably our best pitcher, was 9-8, 3.47 ERA, 1.29 WHIP in 148 innings. If he could have stayed healthy, who knows what could have happened with us this year. Gabriel Yanoa, 12-9, 3.32 with a 1.3 WHIP. Looked very, very good after getting called up. His spring training was horrific, but he definitely recovered after the call-up, and he's looking very, very good and possibly a pitcher in our rotation for years to come. David Hess, the surprise of the year, 8-1, 3.21 ERA, 1.38 WHIP. This guy, after getting called up, was dominant. I'm really surprised he even got a loss, but he almost became a 10-win pitcher and only had, 2-3 months maybe of pitching. So I definitely got my eye on him making the rotation next year. Ty Block, 9-5, 3.74 ERA, 1.35 WHIP. Almost got 10 wins from the long reliever role. That's insane. Hunter Harvey, 5-5, 4.77 ERA, 1.64 WHIP. Every time we watched him, he was good. But I guess through the sim, that 68 overall hurts a little bit. Kind of jumped his ERA up a little bit. Richard Blyer, we're going to have a couple of questions to answer with him. 3-2, 3.07 ERA, 0.98 WHIP. Again, his stats always look really, really good, but every time we watch him, he just can't get it done. So I'm trying to figure out if that means that maybe he's just not good enough. Miguel Castro, 2-2, 4.5 ERA, 1.4 WHIP in only 20 innings pitched. Little disappointed we didn't get him in there more, but he did pretty well. Needs to get that ERA down. Tommy Hunter, 2-2, 2.92 ERA, 1.24 WHIP in 49 1/3. He looked very, very good, but again, he's a older guy that we're probably not factoring into our future of our bullpen. Aradis Vizcaíno, 0-2, 2.97 ERA, 1.24 WHIP. Might end up keeping him around because those are very, very good numbers. He looked very, very sharp when we got to see him. Michael Givens, we already know, 2-3, 3.78 ERA, 1.62 WHIP. Did not have the greatest year this year. Ended up getting bounced from the closer role. He saved 21 out of 28 chances. Definitely need him to be on board. He's losing overall. Maybe his time with the O's has finally just kind of kaputted, but I think we have him under control for a little bit more. And then Tanner Scott was 1-2, 3 ERA, 1.46 WHIP with 25 out of 25 save opportunities. I mean, we kind of watched where he probably should have gotten that blown save, but definitely struggling against left-handers, which he's supposed to be so dominant against. But maybe this guy is the closer of our future. And that's all the time that we have for this episode. And then when we come back, we will get through the playoffs. We'll also take a look at the awards. And then we'll jump into the offseason and figure out what we need to do to get over the top. Our offense was really what was kind of lacking behind, even though our pitching at the top at the beginning of the season was. But our pitching definitely turned it around with Means, and now we got Hess, and Yanoa looked really good. Tehran looked really good. Minor didn't look bad. So I think it's offense that we need to address, and maybe our offense just wasn't that good because of Mookie Betts being injured for pretty much the entire year. So do we make changes? Do we not make changes? Not sure what we're looking at in free agency, but we'll do that next episode. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, stay frosty, and I'll see you in the next episode. D.Knight, out.
They thought it was a game till I came back with that win. Over time, I've been working, now I'm back at it again. Now we ain't finished what you thought that was the end, man. We been